Alright, buckle up folks. You think you know Caitlin Clark? Think you know JuJu Watkins? Think again. As someone who's practically lived and breathed in some basketball since, well, let's just say before the three-pointer was even a twinkle in someone's eye, I'm here to tell you why this whole Stephen A. Smith-fueled Clark versus Watkins debate is not only ridiculous, it's actively harmful to the game we all love. Forget the clickbait, forget the hot takes. We're diving deep into legacies, impact, and the real reasons why comparing these to phenomenal athletes right now is like comparing a sapling to a fully grown oak. This isn't about tearing anyone down, it's about respecting the game and understanding what truly makes a legend. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll see the court in a whole new light. Stephen A. Smith wants to know when we're going to talk about JuJu Watkins the same way we talk about Caitlin Clark. Well, Stephen A., with all due respect, the answer is when JuJu Watkins has asterisk the right to be talked about in the same breath as a player who has redefined the sport. And I'm not saying she won't get there, but she's not there yet. This isn't about tearing down JuJu, she's a phenomenal talent with a sky-high ceiling. But let's be real about where each player stands asterisk right now asterisk in the pantheon of women's college basketball. Let's dissect the stats, the impact, and the intangible qualities that separate a great player from a generational icon. Get ready, because we're about to drop some serious knowledge. Let's start with the cold, hard facts. The numbers tell a story, and in this case, the story is pretty clear. Stephen A. throws out the double-double and triple-double stats like they are nothing to write home about. Well, let's compare Caitlin Clark's first 62 games to JuJu's. Clark had 1,662 points to JuJu's 1,604. Rebounds were almost dead even at 433 and 436 respectively. This is where it gets serious. Clark amassed 471 assists against JuJu's to 114. That is a massive gulf in the context of the two stars. Let's talk scoring efficiency. Clark hit 46% of her shots from the field and nearly 40% from three-point range, whereas JuJu sits at just over 40% from the field and low 30s from three. Caitlin Clark, in her college career, racked up 67 double-doubles and a staggering 17 triple-doubles. JuJu, through her first 62 games, 15 double-doubles and 0 triple-doubles. 0, that's not an indictment of JuJu's talent. It's a testament to Caitlin's unparalleled all-around game. And it's not just about the raw numbers. Look at asterisk how asterisk Caitlin gets her assists. She's not just dumping the ball off for easy layups. She's threading the needle, creating opportunities out of thin air, and elevating the play of everyone around her. That's the mark of a true point guard, a floor general who controls the entire offense. Compare that to JuJu, who was primarily a scorer, and you see a fundamental difference in their roles and impact on the court. Now, some might argue that stats don't tell the whole story, and they're right, to a point. But when the statistical disparity is this significant, it's impossible to ignore. The numbers paint a clear picture. Caitlin Clark is in a different stratosphere when it comes to overall production and impact. Okay, let's move beyond the box score and talk about the intangibles. What is it about Caitlin Clark that captivated the nation and brought millions of new fans to women's basketball? It wasn't just her scoring, it was her swagger, her confidence, her unwavering belief in herself and her team. Caitlin Clark played with a fearlessness that was infectious. She wasn't afraid to take the big shot, to make the risky pass, to put the team on her back and carry them to victory. That's the kind of leadership that you can't quantify with numbers, but it's the kind of leadership that separates the truly great players from the merely good ones. And let's not forget the entertainment factor. Caitlin Clark was simply fun to watch. Her range was limitless, her passes were dazzling, and her celebrations were pure, unadulterated joy. She brought a level of excitement and energy to the game that was unlike anything we'd seen before. That's why people tuned in. That's why arenas sold out. And that's why women's basketball reached new heights of popularity. Now, does JuJu Watkins have the potential to develop those same intangible qualities? Absolutely. She's got the talent, the work ethic, and the competitive fire. But it takes time to cultivate those qualities, to develop that level of confidence and leadership. And right now, Caitlin Clark is simply further along in that process. Let's talk about the Steph Curry effect. What did Steph Curry do for men's basketball? He revolutionized the game by proving that you could win at the highest level by shooting from anywhere on the court. He forced defenses to stretch out, to guard him from 30 feet, and that opened up the floor for his teammates. Caitlin Clark has done the same thing for women's basketball. Her range is so ridiculous that defenders have to guard her practically at half court. That creates space for her teammates to operate. It forces defenses to make difficult choices, and it completely changes the geometry of the game. JuJu Watkins is a great scorer, no doubt. She can drive to the basket, she can shoot from mid-range, and she's developing her three-point shot. But she doesn't have that same asterisk gravity asterisk that Caitlin Clark has. She doesn't force defenses to completely rethink their strategy just to contain her, and that's a crucial difference. Now, could JuJu Watkins develop that kind of gravity in the future? Absolutely, she's got the talent and the potential. But it takes time, it takes experience, and it takes a willingness to push the boundaries of the game. And right now, Caitlin Clark is the one who's leading the charge. Let's talk about legacy. What is it that truly separates a great player from a legend? It's not just about the numbers. It's not just about the championships. It's about the lasting impact you have on the game. Caitlin Clark asterisk transcended asterisk basketball. She became a cultural phenomenon. She inspired millions of young girls to pick up a basketball and chase their dreams. She brought new fans to the game. She generated record-breaking television ratings, and she elevated the profile of women's basketball to unprecedented levels. That's the kind of legacy that you can't manufacture. It's the kind of legacy that you earn through years of hard work, dedication, and a genuine passion for the game. And that's the kind of legacy that Caitlin Clark is already building. Now, could JuJu Watkins build that kind of legacy in the future? Absolutely. She's got the talent, the charisma, and the platform to do it. But it takes time, it takes consistency, and it takes a willingness to embrace the responsibility that comes with being a role model. And right now, Caitlin Clark is the one who's setting the standard. Let's get personal for a minute. Numbers and stats are important, but they don't always capture the full picture. Let's talk about some real-life examples that highlight the differences in impact between these two players. Caitlin Clark is not just a great basketball player, she's a cultural icon. She's a role model, she's an inspiration, and she's changing the game for the better. And while JuJu Watkins has the potential to achieve those same things, she's not there yet. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you never miss out. Click the video on the screen. See you.